So Eden Hazard has been linked again with Real Madrid, and everyone is stating that he wants to go to Real Madrid and all that. Of course, that's the main titles that we see these days, but how many times have we seen that? However, could it be that just he's hesitant on whether to go, and therefore he just doesn't know if he wants to remain at Chelsea or go to Real Madrid? And how do we convince a player like that to stay at our club? Coming up next, I will give my thoughts on this by giving 5 ways to keep Eden Hazard happy at Chelsea. Hello guys, I'm CFC Alex and welcome to the channel. If you're new around here, please do consider subscribing. I would massively appreciate it. Now, on this channel, I basically post videos twice a week, revolving around Chelsea's content. At the moment, of course, it's on a Chelsea topic surrounding Eden Hazard and the rumored links with Real Madrid. So if you enjoy this video, please give it a like and I would really appreciate it. In at number 1, it has to be the new contract. Now, of course, I don't want Eden Hazard to be forced to stay if his heart is elsewhere, if he's not happy at Chelsea and he wants to move on, possibly to Real Madrid or another club. So in that sense, if he wants to go, then honestly, I don't think the club should basically try and force him to stay. Now, of course, you know, if he does stay, if he's happy, if he wants to be faithful to the club, if he wants to be faithful to the fans, he's got to sign the new contract. Now, of course, if Eden Hazard does not sign the contract before the start of the summer transfer window, then obviously it's gonna put, you know, the club on high alert to try and figure out a way to sell him, and possibly he would leave to Real Madrid in this sense, because we do not want a situation similar to Thibaut Courtois. So obviously, if he wants to sign his contract, he's got to do it before the summer transfer window. And in this contract, to be honest, I think it should be 3 to 4 years long, with, of course, a higher salary from somewhat between 250k to 300k a week. And of course, if Chelsea decide to do more, that's up to them, but I do think that that should be the base figure. In at number 2, Chelsea should place a high market value on Eden Hazard. Now, of course, you know, if Real Madrid are interested with Hazard on the fence, in this sense, I think it is important that Chelsea, you know, try and keep hold of Hazard as much as they can. Now, of course, Real Madrid wanted Hazard to come during the summer, and Chelsea put a price tag of £200 million on him. And so if Real Madrid do come in January for Eden Hazard, it could be that Chelsea decide to put a price tag between 150 and 175 million pounds for him, and if it's during the summer, it could be between 100 million pounds and 150 million pounds. In at number 3, to convince Hazard to stay, you need to have world-class players around him. Therefore, you need to build a world-class team around Eden Hazard. Now, of course, in this sense, you know, if you compare that to Real Madrid, when you think about Real Madrid, you think about Ronaldo, one of the greatest players of all time. And also, he was surrounded by world-class players. In defense, you have Marcelo, you have Ramos, you have Varane. In midfield, you have Casemiro, you have Toni Kroos, you got Luka Modric, you got Isco, and in front, you got Asensio, you have Bale. So obviously, you have a lot of world-class players. You compare that to Chelsea, well, I mean, look at the forwards. Apart from Eden Hazard, a lot of these players are too inconsistent and not world-class. In midfield, you have Kante and Jorginho, who definitely look like, and to me, definitely seem like world-class players. Kovacic is not exactly the final product of a world-class player, but he's not far enough. And then, of course, you got Kepa in goal. Now, to me, he's definitely a future world-class player. And in this sense, he could be one of the best goalkeepers in the coming years. But obviously, to me, that's not enough. We're basically lacking in defense in terms of world-class players, and we're lacking in world-class forwards. Eden Hazard cannot be the only forward that is world class. So to me, if we bring the likes of Timo Werner, a player who can score 15 to 20 goals a season, maybe Ousmane Dembele from Barcelona, who has the capabilities to be world class, and of course, you know, he hasn't had the best time at Barcelona, but if he comes to Chelsea, who knows, it could be a completely different story. Also, you have the possibility of Alex Telles, who is a very well-rounded left back, and to me he has the capabilities to be a world class, so coming to Chelsea could elevate his stature and, you know, allow him to perform on center stage. And of course we will need more defenders that are world class, maybe like 1 or 2 more. But in this sense, you know, we definitely need to build a world-class team. In our number 4, it's to qualify for the Champions League for next season and to win the trophy as soon as possible. Now, the reason why I'm saying all this is because for Eden Hazard, that's the only trophy left that he doesn't have in Europe and domestically in England. So, you know, when you look at that, in this sense, you know, he will see Real Madrid, he'll see a club that has won it 13 times, and especially 3 consecutive times in the last 3 years. So obviously he might think to himself, well look, I think, to be honest, if I want to win the Champions League, it might be best to go to Real Madrid. If we build a team that is world class, that can compete for the Premier League, that can compete for the Champions League, we might have a chance in actually winning the Champions League and keeping Eden Hazard at Chelsea. In at number 5, it has to be the fact of trying to persuade Hazard that going to Real Madrid is not worth the risk. Now, if you look at him at Chelsea, he's a consistent starting 11, especially in big games. Of course, not as much in the Europa League, but definitely in big games, he is a consistent starting 11 player. Now, when you look at Real Madrid, obviously Ronaldo has left the club, but you have the likes of Marco Asensio, who is now an emerging star in that position. And so if Eden Hazard does go to Real Madrid, you know, you will have this scenario where neither player will want to be on the bench. So of course, one of them will have to be sold, and most likely in this sense, it will have to be Marco Asensio. Also, you already have a backup for Marco Asensio in Isco, who of course can also play at centre mid. And even with that, if he does go to Real Madrid, there will be that expectation of him to replicate the brilliance of Ronaldo. But to me, he doesn't seem to have the capabilities to do so, so it would be best for him to stay at Chelsea and to earn his name there at the club as a club legend. But yeah guys, that pretty much wraps it up. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, subscribe to the channel, I massively appreciate it, and once you've done that, please press that bell notification button. I will catch you guys later.